I made a video a little while ago talking about how having more money doesn't mean you're richer in Arc Raiders. I talked about how getting a hold of more crafting items will allow you to progress your account faster. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can find all of these items really quickly so that you can craft all of your favorite weapons and have enough crafting materials to craft anything you want and never have to worry about running free loadouts again. The great thing is, it doesn't really take that much time. In fact, if you had the time to go and farm for the expedition to level up your skill points, then you definitely have time to get a storage like this that allows you to essentially craft any item you want in the game at any point. I feel like the richest I've ever been in this game, and because I stopped selling stuff and started building up crafting materials. In this game, the only value that you have is your time, how much you can play the game. If you spend your time collecting items that you then sell, you will then have to spend more time to go and find the items you need to go and build out loadouts, which means you'll be stuck in free loadout hell. But if you instead spent your time, however limited it may be, to collect the resources you need to craft the things you like, suddenly you'll never have to think about free loadouts again, and you can very happily just bring in whatever guns you like, whatever gear you like, whatever meds you like. It's really not that hard. I'm going to show you one run today and all of the shortcuts that you can take in that run to find all of the crafting items you need to build out as many loadouts as you could ever hope to. And you can repeat this process whenever you feel like you're running a little low on stuff, and suddenly you'll no longer be feeling like you have to run free loadouts anymore. Now, to make this run even better, there's something really important that we need to understand about gear and crafting materials in this game. We can go to the gunsmith page to get a quick idea of the base items we need. Magnets are one, wires are another, oil is another, steel spring is another, and then on top of that we have duct tape as well. These are the base materials that are required to craft most weapons. You'll also need other things including processors and sensors and those sort of things too. Now, the important thing that really allows you to get ahead is understanding that most recyclables can break down into these things. So I'm going to show you the run and all of the items to look out for, and I explain all of the items as we go, where you can find them, and how to do it as quickly as possible. I'll be running this loadout. You can do it with anything you like. It's going to be on Stella Montis because it is the most loot-dense map in the game. Even if you join a map late, you can still grab a bunch of these materials because most people are running around trying to find blueprints or they're trying to find stuff to sell. It's just a little bit backwards. Anyway, I would suggest bringing an anvil. You should bring some meds so you can heal yourself up. I'd also suggest bringing in a hatch key. It's going to be a lot easier. And a deadline if you feel like killing a bastion, which will really help boost up your materials for crafting weapons. I'd highly recommend it. Besides that, we are going to run into the raid with this gear. If you don't have a looting mark 3, you can just bring a looting mark 2. That is more than enough. Let's get into this and I'll show you the best loot route to get all the crafting items in the game. I'll explain what they all are and how you can just set yourself up to never have to worry about running cheap or free loadouts ever again. All right, we spawned in. Now, where you start this run could be different. So just keep in mind how we kind of travel between different map areas. Every area of the map has something useful to take. So let's first talk about assembly. We all know about assembly workshops. A lot of people went there to make all of their money for the 5 mil. But let's start with the gray zone assembly. This can be good for getting rusted tools, which we can find in these yellow baskets. Hello. Yeah, I'm friendly, man. There'll also be oil on here. Oil is going to be used for crafting explosive compound, which is used for all explosives in the game. Damaged heat sinks can be found on these containers here, which we can break down into wires. Wires are going to be good for crafting mods, some gun mods, and also the Osprey. As we come up here, there can usually be some loot up here as well. I'm just going to show you the whole map, right, and where all the resources are, essentially. Right, obviously, this is a great source of processors and wires, too. If you need to build out augments, this is where you can get it. You can also get fried motherboards, which break down into wires as well. Sensors, you're going to need a ton of those. for making your hatch keys. If you run out, you'll end up spending your creds on Shani's shop, which you could have been using for future raider decks. Now, as we come down here, there is obviously this stuff in here that you can loot. This one's always bugged. Let's continue our little loot run anyway. Coming down this way now. Before we go over, there's a breachable here usually. Oh, it's not there this time. We're going to come down here. Advanced electrical components can sometimes spawn on these cabinets. Advanced electrical components are, once again, required for making augments. So, we've basically got an extra augment here already, right? We've basically, right here, almost got what we need to make a survivor augment in like 2 seconds. I'm going to come up here and show you these two spawns here, which could have more of the oil. And now, before we go through loading bay, I'll quickly take us to assembly workshops. Usually, this late into a raid, there's nothing left. So I doubt we'll find much. I just want to showcase that usually there's still some stuff left behind because people can't get out with everything. There's too much loot to grab, and people kind of neglect the cheaper stuff. Let's have a quick look here. Also, want to show you the other spots. Right, mini centrifuge. Here's a great example. This breaks down into advanced mechanical components. You can never have enough advanced mechanical components. Yes, you can craft them, but you're going to need so many of them to level up all of your weapons that's one of the major bottlenecks that stops people. Oh, please don't shoot me, man. We can be friends. We can be friends. I'm just looting. All right. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that's going to be the major bottleneck that stops most players from running the lobbies that they... running the loadouts that they want, right? The weapons that they want. So here's a quick trick. You can go up here and then just slowly shimmy towards this, and usually this one is unlooted, right? Bam. Okay, there we go. So what most people will do is they'll grab this and they'll sell it straight away. You can get magnets and magnetic accelerators. But on the menu, this can be broken down into advanced mechanical components and springs. If you don't want to craft the Tempest Equalizer Volcano, you can still break it down into advanced mechanicals and springs on the menu, right? That's more valuable to you than just selling it. Another magnetron, right? So this can be broken down into another magnetic accelerator. A microscope can also be broken down into advanced mechanicals on the menu. Batteries are required for making medium shields, so it's always good to get more of those. Another microscope, and they stack up to 3, which is nice. This will break down into, I believe, advanced electrical components on the menu, so good to take those as well. Right, we're now going to dip out of this area, and we're going to come into the next spot. So here's a really good area and source for getting, on this side, advanced mechanicals. Still a bit suspicious of that guy. He's got an El Toro, so we've got to be careful. Advanced mechanical components, advanced electrical components, right? So now we're going to come down here. And this side over here is good for springs, okay? So if you want to do this shortcut here, the easiest way you can do it is essentially, there's rusted tools. You can never have enough rusted tools. They break down into springs on the menu. If you break it into a match, it only gives you metal parts. But on the menu, it gives you springs. So what we're going to do now is get a run up. You can do this with shields, and you want to jump from this point here, okay? Ready, steady, jump. And just keep spamming space. Just keep spamming space, and you'll be up. Now, we're going to come down this way, and we're going to be into a really awesome room down here, which has all of the base crafting materials you could ever need for every weapon and attachment, right? I'll show you that. Before we do that, make sure to loot the androids on this map. They always have sensors, batteries, wires, voltage converters, and usually in quite a large quantity. If you come through here and loot the androids, you'll never have to buy another Raider Hatch tool key from Shani again with creds, right? So this has been looted already, but we can still grab through here. Rusted shut medical kits will break down to antiseptic on the menu, and syringes are very much worth bringing back. Especially if you are starting to use fighter shots and fighter sprays. These containers are very special because they're one of the few sources in the game that can consistently give you gun parts, as you can see here. So actually going to need to drop something here. I've got a lot of durable cloth at home, so I could drop that. Gun parts are the biggest bottleneck besides advanced mechanicals, because I will show you a good source for those in a little minute. But we're going to make sure that we can get as many gun parts here as we can. The remote control can actually break down into sensors. We can do that in match. Right, we're going to come through here. Oh, we've gone through those ones. I think there's one more here. So even though we're going through everyone's hard work here, thermostat also breaks down into sensors mid-match. There's wires on the table. There's duct tape on the table. And there is also magnets on the table, which is 3 of the required base crafting materials for all of the weapons and attachments. We'll break this damaged heat sink down into wires. Haven't done that yet. Got 15 wires. I'm pretty happy with 15 wires. So what we're going to do now is take the complex gun parts and break those into simple gun parts, because we're going to run out of room otherwise. And now if we have a preference for which one we like, then, you know, for example, you might find more gun parts later, and you might have to break down some into simple gun parts during the middle of a match. Power cable can break down into wires as well. In fact, what we can do is drop that, get the wires back, and that's a plenty, right? To go and craft as many ospreys and barrel attachments as we want. There's a lot of duct tape in there, which is useful for so many magazine mods. Sorry, grips. You want grips. So what we're going to do is maybe drop a bit more ammo there. Someone's making some weird noise, dude. Hello.
Hey, Raider.
We're just going to go through here, get the duct tape. Right, simple gun parts. So yeah. What the? A ghost following me around. Baba Yaga? What is that, dude? That's creepy. Anyway, yeah. We're getting the base materials down here. Now, what we can do, if you don't want to bring these fuel canisters back, I would advise doing it because they can make trailblazers. You can break them down mid-match into oil. I wouldn't recommend it. I would say bring them back into the base to make trailblazers. And they can sit in your quick use slot as well, which is nice. Right? And then we're going to just look through here again. What the? What is going on? Right. Once you run out of room, you can start breaking your parts down. I would prioritize breaking down the light gun parts. Because... What is that, bro? Hold up. Hang on. Hello? Hello? You're scaring me, man. Oh my god. There's a ghost. There's a weird creature. What? Anyway, that is creepy, dude. What the? Okay. We've looted here. Now we're going to come to the sandbox, because I'm going to show you a couple things that are really underrated. First things first, these little trucks here. A lot of people just never even bother to come through, but they will quite often give you advanced mechanicals. Like I say, you can never have enough advanced mechanicals. There's a lot of oil in here as well. These will break down into oil mid-match, so we've already got a stack of 15 oil, which will be great for making a lot of explosives. I'm going to probably look at dropping something here that I don't need. What we can do is probably drop the duct tape. I have a lot. You might also, like, because this match, I'm getting, like, every crafting item possible, right? But you can prioritize the things that you actually need so you can save time. Someone's already looted this one, but we can check it anyway. Okay. And then there will be another one down this way, okay? And then I'll show you another little shortcut. So we're going to come up through here. Okay. And there's our android. Can't loot that one. Come through here. Another android. And honestly, get an anvil. Shoot the blue part. Stay still. And just play around a pillar like this. Keep shooting the blue thrusters. And just keep playing around the pillar. And they're really easy to take down. Worth destroying these because they also drop mechanical components. And the shredder jar and simple gun parts as well, right? Right, we have so much stuff. I'm going to drop the spectrometer because I've only got a stack of one of those. Like there, okay. And then we're going to come up here. I do hear a player here. Come through. Another one of these little breachable trucks. This one might be... No, it's not breachable. Come through here. Hello.
Don't shoot.
Yeah, I'm friendly. And we're going to loot this thing here. Breach it. There we go. Oh. Okay, more oil, more advanced mechanicals. What we're going to do then is try and prioritize something here. Got a lot of wires. Let's say goodbye to the wires for now. And then we'll come through here and we will be in Seed Vault. What we can do is come up this way. Let's just kill this predator a minute. Hold on a minute. Close that door and heal up a second. Yep. Just take our time. Reload. So I'll show you another shortcut now. Take you to another important part of the map. Where'd he go? Yeah, as long as you focus on just shooting those thrusters, by the time the 3 of them are destroyed, it's pretty much dead. Another gun part, another shadow gyro. Okay. So if we go here and then go up this way, it's going to take us essentially into the Atrium. So this is just upstairs in the control tower of Sandbox. But if we come up through here, this ladder take us through a shortcut and we will now be in the Atrium. It's a really nice place. I'll show you a few things. Firstly, come on over here and grab yourself some Great Mullen. Let's see what we can drop here. Maybe we'll get rid of the rusted shut medical kit because we've only got one of those. Typically, you wouldn't be trying to get as many crafting materials like I am. Like, I'm getting so many different things for so many different items. But I just wanted to show you how plentiful this map really is. So we've got Great Mullen here, which is required for every medical item in the game besides the basic bandage. You could never have enough of this. If you ever see like a broken bush like this in anywhere, any map, that could potentially be a Great Mullen spawn. And we're going to also breach this. This is a great source of advanced mechanicals as well. And oil. Didn't get it that time. Let's see if I can show you here. The spawn rate isn't like amazing. But you do get advanced mechanicals from time to time. That one had shotgun ammo. Bins are great place for blueprints and random items like that. They're good to check as well. And then here we can get rusted tools or magnets. Didn't get rusted tools that time. That guy breaching that? He is. Okay. So what we can do now here is we can come through this way. And here's another shortcut. You come through control tower. And then you're coming through here and you're now in business center. Right? And we're going to look at the augment boxes now, which a lot of people are farming to get the blueprints, these augment blueprints. But a lot of people will leave behind other things. Firstly, that's another advanced mechanical that I can get. We've also got crude explosives. You know, you can build those quite easily from our home, so we're not worried too much about that. You can breach these for more parts as well. Let's have a look. Wires, if you need some, you can recycle a cooling fan. You can recycle a damaged heatsink, and you can recycle a fried motherboard, right? So you can get so many wires from here really quickly. Processes for making augments, you can also get in here as well as sensors. So on any map, any breachable server cabinet like this is good. We're actually going to avoid this way and come through here quickly. I'm going to show you the suitcases because suitcases can be a nice source of gun parts and mechanical components as well. Wait a minute. Got some arc to kill. So we're looking for mod components, which will save us a lot of time. Because the goal, the dream would be to be running off running our favorite weapon every match with extended mag on it and all that stuff. Most people would take that statue, go home and sell it. That is one space that you could have used for something that's actually going to allow you to build out your storage, right? Rope if you want to build Zip lines and snap hooks. Power cable breaks down into wires as well. Most of these suitcases have been looted, so I can't really show you too clearly here. I bet this isn't even looted, dude. Oh, it is. Okay. Look at this. This is crazy, man. How many things are spawning over here? Alright, most of these suitcases are looted in the business center. So I can't really show you, but they can drop mod components. These green carts also can drop basic crafting materials, including magnets, batteries, etc. Sensors, once again, in the Android, and batteries as well. Here's one that's unlooted. So these can have mod components. Can break down the power bank into more batteries. Right, okay. We don't want the sensor to go off. You can go like this, by the way. And there's more Great Mule in here, right? If you see Great Mule, just grab some, because otherwise later on you're going to be regretting it. You got to think of this game like, over time, you just save up your materials bit by bit, and before you know it, you could just craft whatever you want. And crafting a loadout on the menu is no longer stressful, because you've got everything set up. It doesn't even matter if you die. One of the biggest pains of dying is having to spend the time to craft everything again. But if you play the game like this, you don't need to worry anymore. So running out of space, what I'm going to do is break this down into simple gun parts, and we can take a bit more oil. At base, I've got a lot of wires anyway, so I'm not bothered about that. So we're going to come through here now and check the augment boxes. We haven't even been to loading bay this match. Oh my goodness, we haven't even been to loading bay. It's one of the best places to get springs and stuff. Okay, maybe we'll have a little look at that if we got time. The augment box is pretty much looted by the looks of things. I want to try and show you some suitcases. You know, there's more suitcase spawns. Where's the final extract? We do have a radar hatch key, so we can deal with that. Looks like someone's come through here and looted quite a lot of stuff. There's more Great Mule in here if you need it. Like all along lobby and Atrium and Business Center, you'll find Great Mule in. I got 7 there. That's enough for a whole loadout and a half worth of meds. You know, most people will just run in and loot these cases. I mean, all you're going to get is a Berletta 2. It's just a waste of your time. So here's another shortcut you can do to get into the lobby, right? Come down here, grapple on that, and then press crouch. Alright, usually you wouldn't take that damage. Now what you want to do is jump up on here, right? And then line yourself up with that blue thing there. And then make a bit of a jump. And then spam jump. And then you'll grab onto it. Now, I'm going to show you the loading bay now. So, just as a reminder... Yeah, we were in here with a crazy ghost earlier. That's where you can find a lot of the base crafting materials and gun parts in those rusted containers. We're now going to come through here to go and loot loading bay, which is a really underrated spot. And I'll show you exactly why. And then we are going to get out. We've only got 4 minutes left. By the way, as you're coming through here, you can check these computers for batteries, wires, and advanced electrical components as well. There's a security breach. I would loot it, but I'm kind of running out of time here. There can also be a security breach that spawns here as well. I'm going to go into robotic sandbox. First things first. Come up here. Oops. Climb up here. And if we had enough time, let me just show you a shortcut here. If you come down through this way... well, hang on. We're basically directly under Atrium right now. So we come up here. Like so. And then I guess we'll save that for another time, the shortcut. But you can get to medical research if you're on the other side. You can zip straight up. We're looking for these containers here. The green ones. Right? Like this. This is where you're going to find a lot of rusted tools, which you can use to craft, break down into springs. Also, all of these breachable boxes in this area of the map. Water filter can be broken down into oil. This rusted toolbox can be broken down into oil. There's oil there. They can spawn rusted tools here. Other sort of industrial style items, which can be broken down into oil and other crafting materials. More oil, just call it. This ruined tactical vest on the menu can actually break down into magnets if you need it. They got too much oil. I'm gonna go like that. There we go. And we kind of need to look at getting out now. There's rusted tools. There we go. So that's more springs for us here. This is stuff that people have left behind. So much, like, we can make so many explosives with this, right? More rusted tools. There's more springs. They're going to allow us to make mod components, so we can actually bring in some guns with extended mags. Having extended mags will increase your survival rate against other players so much. Right, so we're pretty much done here. What we're going to need to do now is go down into the extract. We could go to assembly admin, but it's a little bit dangerous. What I like to do to get down here quickly without taking too much damage, you jump on here, you go down like that, and then what you'll do is you'll go onto here, and then go onto here, and then you can take like a little bit of damage, but not too much. There are safer ways to do it on the other side, but I wanted to show this place. Now, usually what you could do down here is just throw a deadline on the bastion, and you're going to have a good old time. But it looks like it's already dead, so... Yep. Okay, so there's more drawers here as well. We can actually loot some that haven't been looted yet, so you can see what it's like. Simple gun parts in here. There's another magnet in there as well. We can break that down into a magnet. Okay, there we go. All right, let us... we got 1 minute. We'll be fine. More rusted tools there. Oh, we've run out of space completely. All right. Let's just go then. Let's go. So we'll go to the lobby station down here. Oh, the bastion's glitched on the roof. That's why. Yeah, that happens sometimes. It does happen. So, that was a pretty long run. But I want to now take us back, and I'll show you how many loadouts we can make with this, okay? Right? So, back to the menu. This is where things get quite interesting, okay? What we'll see here is... So we can go like this first. We can break that down into another magnetron and a spring. Oh, sorry, magnetic accelerator and a spring. If you don't want to craft these epic weapons, you can break that down into 3 advanced mechanicals and 3 arc motion cores. So let's go like this. If I now break these down, right? Recycle that. I've got 7 advanced mechanicals, 6 magnets just from that, right? I also have 35 oil. I've got another advanced mechanical there. I can break these down into more mechanical components. I can break these down into springs. I can make some herbal bandages there, right? I've got a bunch of batteries to make my medium shields. I've got advanced electrical components and processors to make augments, right? So let's break these down then. And now, if we had killed the bastion as well, we could have broke the bastion's parts down too, which would allow us to get about 12 advanced mechanical components. So with that, I can now come in here. I can go here. I can craft myself my Looting Mark III Survivor. I got the processors and advanced mechanical components for it. I've got enough magnets to make, well, however many Venators I could ever want. Like, look at this. This is crazy. I've got 100 of them. I've been building up medium gun parts and simple gun parts just by looting the same containers. I can craft anything I want there. I've got enough advanced mechanical components to essentially make 2 full Venators, right? Most of it which was just farmed from the run that we're just running. Like, anything that we want to craft, I could have got there. And we did, right? So... Now, what if I just instead spent that time picking up trinkets, picking up valuable rare items, and then selling them on the menu? Well, yeah, great. I would have more cash. But then what can I buy with that? I could just buy the same old stuff. I can't buy a Venator 4. I can't buy a Looting Mark III Survivor. I can't buy anything besides basic gear. So hopefully this helps you to understand how you can get all of the crafting materials you need to make all of the loadouts you want, right? And the fun thing is, this can be done on any map. Stellar Monsters is really good because everything is in close proximity of each other. There's so much more crafting materials, but it can be done on any map. And now, I'm not stressed. Like, if I die right now, it doesn't matter. I can craft anything. Look at this. Look at how many... Look, if I go here right now to the workshop and go refiner, Look at how much oil I have. Look at how much explosive compound I make, which I can then use to make deadlines, which then I can go and use to farm bastions and bombardiers to get more advanced mechanical components. I have so much just by following this route. So yes, I might have only 100,000 coins, but I can craft any item in the game and never even worry about losing anything because I prioritize crafting items over selling stuff to vendors who are just going to rip you off with stuff that doesn't even matter. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the comments. Cheerio.